Hi, this is Jill from Humu Yoga, and this is the Gentle Yoga class. This week, we're working with the theme of the breath. And so I'm going to go ahead and take us through a quiet centering where I will go over some inspirational quotes on the breath. And then I'll weave this into our practice today where we're going to focus on really using the breath to enhance our back bends, forward bends, and twists. So if this is something you like, please subscribe because I do a different class every week with a different theme and a different focus. So to get started, let's just place the hands to the side and notice how you're sitting and find a comfortable seat, whether that means you're sitting up on something or maybe you have your legs out, but find something that feels good in your body where you can then engage in the muscles you're sitting on. We call that Mula Bandha or root block. So you just engage there. And then above that, below the belly button, draw the belly in and up and get a sense of lift. That's called Uddiyana Bandha, and it means flying upward. And at the top of the spine now, draw the chin down. That's called Jalandhara Bandha or chin lock. And now with the bandhas engaged, you're supported from within, so you can just release the hands. And let's begin to really focus on the breath. So as you inhale, the diaphragm expands and you feel the rib cage go with it very naturally. And then as you exhale, feel the diaphragm relax and the ribs relax. Inhale, filling up, nice and full, and exhale, feel the letting go. One more big breath in and exhale. Let's take the hands together in prayer position. And we'll vibrate together with the mantra Om, and then I'll go through the quotes. Inhale. Om. Feelings come and go like clouds in a windy sky. Conscious breathing is my anchor. Breathe, let go, and remind yourself that this very moment is the only one you know you have for sure. When the breath wanders, the mind is unsteady. But when the breath is still, so is the mind still. Breath is the bridge which connects life to consciousness, which unites your body to your thoughts. Inhale the future. Exhale the past. The breath was so important in yoga and in life. But in yoga, we call the breath prana or life force. And in these postures that we do, we can really use the breath to go deeper in our practice in so many ways and just become aware of it. And then we can take this into our life, this practice. So to start off, just notice how you're sitting again, and let's establish that one more time. So you can take the hands out to the sides and really engage and lift up. And then for a moment, let's change the hands to maybe the knees and take an exhale and curl your pelvis back. Notice the exhale and then inhale and lift up. On the inhalation, we really open everything up and you find yourself in a little back bend. And then exhale, feel the rounding spine again and the pulling in of the belly. And then inhale and lift way up. And then from here, let's just move the shoulders a little. So inhale, lift up. Exhale, let the shoulders roll forward. Inhale, they go up. Let them roll forward. And one more time, back, up, and forward. And now let's go the other way. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, roll the shoulders back. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, roll the shoulders back. And one more time. Inhale, lift up. And exhale, roll the shoulders back. Now let's just gently, we're going to say yes. Just saying yes. Just at the top, right where your neck meets your skull. It's called the occiput. Just feel that place, just nice and naturally. And just gentle breathing, just inhaling, exhaling. And now come to center. Now we're gently at that same place, just gonna say, no, no. Gentle breathing here. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. One more, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. straight ahead. Gentle neck stretch here. So from here, inhale, exhale, just let your right ear fall. We're going to reach this left arm down, shoulder away from your ear. And now with the assistance of your right hand, just gently feel a nice stretch here. So I'm not pulling my head down, it's just the weight of my hand. Inhale, exhale, see if you fall a little deeper into that. Now, dropping the chin down towards the right armpit, inhale here, exhale, and really rolling that left shoulder away from the left ear. And then inhale, come back to center and rise up. We'll do the other side. Inhale here, exhale, gently let the left ear fall, really rolling this left shoulder away from the ear and the right shoulder away from the ear. Inhale, exhale, just let the head fall. I'm not pushing. Inhale, exhale. Now dropping the chin down. Inhale, just feel a nice length here. Exhale. One more breath. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, come back to the center and come all the way up. Let's reach the arms. Inhale, really reach the arms. And then we'll take a side bend to the right. Exhale. Let's take this right hand down, really rolling that right shoulder away from your ear. Left shoulder too. It's elevated but rolling away from your ear. Take a side bend. Inhale, fill up. Exhale, take a little deeper. One more time. Inhale, fill up. Exhale a little deeper. And now take your gaze down for a moment. Inhale here, maybe turning. Exhale. And then inhale, rise up. We'll go to the other side. Inhale, reach up. You elevate and roll the shoulders away from the ear. Exhale. And from here, you're pulling in. Really draw that elbow down. Inhale here. Exhale, rolling the shoulders away from your ears. Inhale. Exhale. One more breath. And let's exhale, drop the head down. Inhale here. Exhale, start to turn. Inhale. Exhale. And then inhale, rising up. And then let's go ahead and make our way to all fours. So we'll just gently come to the knees. And we're going to really use the breath in these cat-cows. So exhale, pull the belly way in and up. Feel a stretch across the back as you do that. Now, as you come forward, find an inhalation. The back engages and the front opens. And then exhale. Pull the belly in and lift way up. One more time to come forward. Inhale. Feel the back muscles working and the front opening. And exhale. Pull the belly in. And then let's come to neutral. Let's go ahead and come to child's pose. So inhale here. Reach the arms open. I'm sending my hips back. And you can really feel your breath in this pose. It's kind of nice. Feel the back body. Inhale. Exhale. Feel the length. Inhale. Like a reach. Exhale. Release. And one more. Big breath in. Exhale. Release. And now inhale. We'll come to all fours. And then let's come into puppy pose here. I'm going to use the blocks because I want to try and get a little bit more height. I always practice with a set of yoga blocks and a little towel, but you could use a yoga strap or you don't need them. It's not required. But inhale here. Right now they're giving me a little bit of height. I want to try and melt my chest down. So I'm feeling a nice shoulder stretch. And inhale and a surrender in the upper back. Exhale, but if you try not to collapse. So only stay where you can feel a good, healthy stretch. And breathe. One more. Inhale, reach. Exhale, release. And then inhale, we're going to come up. And I'm going to come into Sphinx pose here. So I'm going to come down to my forearms and just come onto the belly. And from here, anytime you're in a prone position like this, you want to make sure you're not overarching in your back, no tension. So see if you can take your tail under and really engage your legs. So I'm pressing down with my legs. I feel that under the butt place, almost like my pubic bone is coming up towards my heart. And then In the upper body, I'm really getting a sense of almost spreading the elbows so that my shoulder blades are nice in my back and my shoulders are down, they're not lifted. And then from here, with everything engaged, I'm going to inhale and start to come up into a cobra. So the pelvis stays down, I'm engaged in my legs, and I'm trying to use my back muscles as much as I can. Inhale here, exhale, see if you can use your back muscles more. Maybe you start to take the head back a little if that feels okay in your neck. When one more breath, inhale and exhale and come down. And then we're gonna go ahead and make our way onto all fours again. You could shake your hips out for a moment and we'll slowly come back up. And then from here, let's go ahead and make our way to seated. So I'm just gonna take the legs around and we'll sit up in Dandasana. And just notice, can you get your low back engaged when you do this? If not, bend the knees and then see if you can find that. Or sit up on a block or a blanket if the hamstrings are really tight to give you a little height. Also, the little towel or yoga belt can come in handy here because we're going to come into Paschimottanasana. So sitting up, keeping that low back engaged, right? So for support. Now, inhale, lengthen as much as you can, and then exhale, see if you can fold deeply in the hip sockets. And then as this turns into more of a forward bend, the low back is lengthened, you can just drop the head down at some point. Breathing here, inhale, lengthen, exhale, feel how the forward bends, you can release. One more breath, inhale, exhale, release. And then inhale, lengthen. And then we'll come back to Dandasana. So from here, we're going to do a little bit with the hips. So let's bend this right knee. And it's okay here if your pelvis curls back as you start to flex the hips. So I'm really pulling this knee back to my armpit. Inhale here. Exhale, pull a little deeper. Inhale. Exhale. And now we're going to take the leg across like this and try and sit up. Inhale. Exhale, and we're rocking this like your baby. You're telling your baby to calm, to breathe. Inhale and exhale. And then let's go ahead and bend this knee and try to sit up. And if this was really hard for you, you could do it reclined, right? You could work here or here. So just do what feels good in your body. But from here, just sit way up. Inhale if you're in this position. And then if you're lying on the ground, come on up and we're going to take it to Janu Sirsasana. So the foot comes to the inner thigh on the left side and you try to open that right knee. Now we're going to come into a nice twist. So inhale, see if you can really feel how the breath will bring you around. Exhale, turn the left ribs to the right. My left hand comes to the outside of my right knee, but I'm not really pushing, I'm really lifting. Inhale, lift up. Now exhale, feel how the ribs take you around. And then I take my gaze to the right. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, feel how the ribs come around. And then inhale, come back to the center. Now we're going to come to Janu Sirsasana. So if you needed to, you could use your prop. Maybe you could grab your foot, or you could use the floor. Inhale here, exhale, and fold in. And breathe here. Some of you might be able to grab a hand and really kind of pull that right side, no matter which variation you're doing. Really trying to pull that right side. But inhale, lengthen. That's the main thing. Exhale, fold. And now inhale, lengthen, and rise up. You really start to feel how the breath will take you deeper. You don't have to force. Inhale here. Let's go ahead and bend the left knee towards the armpit. You can curl your spine back a little bit. This is called a Dandasana, bow and arrow. Doing. And keep pulling that back. And then let's go ahead and take this across. And now I want you to try and sit up. Really cradle this. Cradle this leg and bring across. And then we're going to go ahead and bend the knee, or you could do this supine, right? You could do it lying back, whatever felt better in your body. But stay there for a moment, trying to open that knee. Inhale, exhale, open a little bit more. And now we come up to seated, and we're going to come to Janu Sirsasana. So we open this left knee out to the side. Start by sitting up tall, inhale, and then exhale. I'm not pushing, I'm really just using this hand for leverage and letting the exhale take my right ribs to the left. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, turn the right ribs to the left. One more, inhale and exhale. And then inhale, come back to the center, Janu Sirsasana. Exhale, come forward. You could be here. Some of you might be able to grab a wrist, or some of you might need to bend the knee to start and then really get into it and try to pull from that left side. Breathe. So inhale, exhale, go deeper. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, go deeper. And then inhale, and we'll rise up. So let's come into Marichyasana C, which is a really nice seated twist pose. So we'll bend the right knee, and we'll inhale here, sit way up. And if your right butt is coming off the floor, you could always sit on a block. So that would look like this. Right, just to make sure, just to give yourself a little height so you get the most out of the pose. So you could inhale here and then exhale, start to take it around. Inhale, the sitting bone is down. Exhale, I'm turning the left ribs to the right. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, the ribs turn. And then inhale and come back around. So on the other side, I'm going to show it without the block. But you want to really make sure you have that sitting bone down. So inhale here, sitting up, and exhale, let the ribs take you across, keeping the shoulders down. Some of you might be able to take the arm on the other side, if that feels good in your body. Inhale, and exhale, let the ribs take you around. One more breath, inhale, and exhale. And then inhale, come back to the center. Hopefully that felt great. Let's take this into a big diamond here now, and we'll just come into a gentle forward bend. So you could use your blocks here. Maybe you needed some height. We're just gonna round. Or just take it to what feels good in your body. You could even just hang out here. So whatever feels good. And then exhale here. Now let's just try and take some deep breaths. Inhale. So the spine is rounded. You're pulling the belly in. Exhale. This should feel good, restorative, and easy. Inhale, so only go to a height that feels that way, right? If it's too low, then come up. Inhale, and exhale. And then inhale, rising up. Let's go ahead and take the legs out, and we're gonna come down to the floor. So inhale here. Let's do a curl back. Exhale. You could hold onto your legs. You could even have your legs wider. Inhale. Feel the belly pull in. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. So you're using the abdominals to strengthen or lengthen the back. Yeah. And then from here, let's go ahead and bend the knees. And let's come into an articulating bridge. You can really feel how the breath assists in that. So as you exhale, you're going to feel the tail curl under. So take a breath in. Exhale, start to curl under. Feel all these muscles engage in the back body. Lift up. Maybe roll your shoulders away from your ears for a moment. Lift up as high as you can. And then inhale, reach over. Reach and exhale. Let's start to really curl the spine. So tuck the butt under. Tuck it under and curl. Exhale all the way down. All the way down. And then from here, let's just take the feet together and the knees apart. And you can even close your eyes here. Inhale. And exhale, opening. Make sure you're not tucked under or sticking out. Try to find neutral. Try to get the ribs down a bit as you inhale. Exhale, let the knees open. Maybe you want to now take your arms out to the side. Inhale. And exhale. And then let's let the legs come back up. We'll finish with a twist. So let's go ahead and lift the hips up, and we're going to shift them to the left. Inhale here, let the knees come up. Exhale, take the knees over to the right. Inhale here, now let the breath turn the right ribs to the left as you exhale. You notice that left shoulder comes down. Inhale, maybe your gaze on your exhalation goes to the left. One more big breath in. Exhale, turning the right ribs to the left. And then inhale, coming back. Let's go ahead, lift the hips up, and we're going to shift them to the right. Let the knees come up. Inhale here. Exhale over. Now turning as you exhale. So inhale, exhale, turning the left ribs to the right. My right shoulder comes down a bit more. Inhale. Exhale. Now my gaze goes to the right. And one more breath. Inhale. And exhale. And then inhale, bringing everything together. Let's go ahead. Exhale here. Just curl in. Pull your belly in. Curl in. Inhale. Exhale. And just release into Shavasana. And now just let your breath become very calm, very normal. And go to that place of light and ease and stay in that place. And you can stay here in Shavasana as long as you'd like. You could pause the video, but I'm going to go ahead and take us out. So just becoming aware of your breath. Start to move the fingers and the toes. And we're going to go ahead and gently make our way over to a fetal position and pause there. Take a breath. Inhale. And exhale. And starting to come up to seated. It's interesting in that fetal position, you notice that, the baby is born. The first thing it does is take a breath. The last thing we do before we die is exhale a breath. So we come to this place where we started our practice, and I always love to just notice, where are you now in your body, in your mind? And can you take this theme of breathing and the breath and let it resonate in everything you do? Namaste.